Warning: this program contains controversial topics and is for mature audiences only.
What's going on, everybody? Finally getting this show in. Today is the 6th of December. Welcome. My lighting is weird tonight. Jeez. Let's see if I can fix that. Oh. Yeah, let's just roll with that, huh? How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. I've got Eli, Fatty, Jim Thompson, MSJ, Ed Easy in the house. Who else we got? Buy Up Gold and Silver. Welcome. Mishy, how are you? B and Becky. What's going on, everybody? Jim, I got a lot on my mind today. That's the way this show goes. Crazy as it is. Hey, Concurrent Lion, how are you? Good to see everybody. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. All right. So we got a good one for you guys tonight. But before we do, OC, how are you? It's good to see everybody. Welcome, greeting, salutations. If you're here live, I appreciate you. If you're catching the replay, thank you very much for checking it out. But we're gonna go ahead and get it started. If anybody comes in late, they can always catch it. They can catch it on the wayside. It'll be posted to the channel. Liberty, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, B and Becky, no doubt. Never a shortage of topics. Doesn't take long to put together a list. All right. Let's go ahead and add this. Remove that. Add this. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get going. Just like always, we're gonna start off with "Are you kidding me?" And like Becky said, there are no shortages of these topics, for sure. All right, we're gonna start with this one. I'm still kind of I don't even know what to say about this one. This just in. Apparently, parents should ask for babies' consent before changing their diapers. Seriously. This is the psychobabble Dr. Spock bullcrap that started messing kids up in the early 90s. Stuff just like this. And these are alleged experts, okay? People that, quote unquote, know what they're doing when it comes to parenting, giving this kind of crappy advice. No pun intended, by the way. You gotta be freaking kidding me. This is the start of bad parenting 101. Kids are out of control these days, and I can attest to that. I was in a store today, and this other kid, little boy, must have been about, I don't know, maybe 4. He was throwing an absolute fit, just throwing a fit. And his mother just wouldn't do anything about it. He's screaming, I want this, I want that. I want to hold it now. I'm telling dad, what, just, that's the problem with kids today. We're not parenting. It's like we're not allowed to be parents anymore. Child Protective Services gets involved. It's insane. But yeah, this is what I found, guys. You have to ask their permission to change their diaper. They don't even know what the hell you're talking about, but ask them anyway. Makes sense, right? I'm not making this stuff up. Seriously. All right. We talked about this a little bit on the last show. Elected Democrats released videos, a bunch of different Democrats released videos encouraging members of the military to defy orders from Trump. Defy orders from Trump. Now, my thing was this. When they were confronted, which illegal orders have been issued that they're supposed to defy? Well, they asked them. The press kept asking these Democrats, which orders are you talking about? What illegal orders? And they didn't come up with anything specific, nothing specific. So they said, we are just being proactive. We're encouraging military to be proactive just in case. Just in case. Seriously, that's what they came up with. So proactive, really? So let me get this straight. I'm going to give you a scenario. Let's see if it makes sense on my part. Let's say I'm in a movie theater. I'm enjoying a movie, packed theater. The whole movie theater is packed, not just the movie I'm in. And I yell fire and pull the fire detector, the fire alarm. Just yank it down, hit it. I'm just being proactive just in case a fire breaks out, right? I mean, am I being wrong? It's the same scenario. I was just being proactive just in case. That's exactly the tack that the Dems are using for this. They're just being proactive. So, should I then be held accountable for pulling that fire alarm? Absolutely, absolutely. I just wasted everybody's time and created panic. And this is exactly what the Dems have. It's no different. Different analogy, same concept. Okay, they need to be held accountable for that, and yet I doubt they will be. So that's that. We focused on that on the last show, so we'll move forward to the next one. All right, our favorite senator, Senator Elizabeth Warren, has introduced a bill to limit White House ballroom donations. Seriously. She doesn't want Trump to have his ballroom funded by private donations, says it opens it up for all kinds of bad stuff. So, yeah. Uh, Senator, don't you have other things you should be doing? Not for nothing here. But don't you have something on the docket that's a little more important than a ballroom? And let's face it, it's only because it's Trump. You wouldn't care otherwise. This is the stuff, this is the shit we're putting up with from these senators. All of them, all the politicians. This is the crap that we got to put up with. She's focused on the ballroom. How about focusing on governing, dummy? It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible that these are the people we have put in charge. It's amazing. I don't get it, but apparently I'm not supposed to. It is what it is. So next up, Merry freaking Grinchmas. You guys are going to love this one. You're going to love this one. We're going to take a trip up to Portland. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I always do this. Why do I always do this? All right, here we go. So we're in Portland. Apparently, the politicians up there have taken backlash. They have removed Christmas from the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Instead of a Christmas tree, it's now the tree. The tree. That's it. It's the tree. Look, folks aren't too happy about it, rightfully so. I get it. I totally get it. I understand that there are multiple holidays being celebrated this month. I get that. And it's probably safer to say happy holidays to encompass all of them. I get that too. Here's the thing, though. You got Kwanzaa on the 26th, right? Somewhere around there, the 26th. Hanukkah from the 15th to the 22nd. But guess what? Neither one of those, neither Kwanzaa nor Hanukkah, are celebrated with a tree of any kind. They're not. All right. They have the menorah for Hanukkah. I don't think Kwanzaa uses anything. I mean, people celebrate Kwanzaa and still put up Christmas trees, but they're not associated with Kwanzaa generally. Kwanzaa generally celebrates if I'm not mistaken, it focuses more on African culture. I can't recall like African culture and heritage, but it's got nothing to do with a Christmas tree. And Hanukkah celebrates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, from what I know. I could be wrong. So let everybody celebrate their own way. Happy holidays. And let's keep freaking Christmas in the Christmas tree. That's how we celebrate it. It's a Christmas tree. It's always been a Christmas tree. Why do we have to nitpick on this stuff? It's not used for any other holiday celebration, just for Christmas. It's a damn Christmas tree. Call it what it is. Unbelievable. So yeah, there are all kinds of other stuff that are celebrated, but I couldn't go through all of them. So there you have it. Portland. Portland's always interesting. I'll give them that. All right, next up, Jive Turkey. I'm not sure if you know it or not, but there is actually a credible meaning to the term Jive Turkey. It really is. It's actually used to refer to somebody who is unreliable, who has made empty promises, or who is just full of crap, period. And I give you Exhibit A. You probably saw these floating around social media. All the Dems, I think every last one of them were on a mission to post the crap. And that was the price of Thanksgiving dinner has gone way up. You guys are paying more of this and that. Like they care, like they give a damn about what we're paying for groceries. But yeah, all this time they were saying that turkey was up 36%. What friggin' world do you live in? I paid 29 cents a pound for my turkey, 29, and I could have got it for 19 if I had waited. Um, Costs were actually down this year from last year. So all of them, to their credit, they all went on this rampage, and every last one of them was posting this stuff. All Democrats. This is the kind of stuff that you were seeing. But in actuality, here's the thing. If you look at that graphic on the left, 2023 to feed 10 people, it cost $61. 24, it was $58.08. 2025, the average was $55.18. Okay. They will do anything to discredit Trump. Anything. Like they don't have anything better to do than worry about turkey prices. Seriously. I think I had one more for this one. Nope, guess not. So real quick, let's see who has pulled into the parking lot here. Blue Collar Stacker, Joseph Lopez. Good to see you. Bootsy. We got Sober Stacker. Good to see you guys. West, brother man. Good to see you. Anybody else I've missed? Sorry if I have missed you. I'm trying to keep these shows going and rolling. And there you go. All right, next topic, electrifying. Speaking of jive turkeys, here's another Democratic lie that's been floating around. You gonna like this one. So basically, they're saying U.S. electricity bills increased by 11% during Trump's second term, per The Guardian. Good to know. Good to know. So they're going there. This is another thing, right up with the turkeys and all this other crap that they've been posting. They added this stuff. Oh, electricity's up. Well, yeah, it's up. It is up. I know. I pay it every freaking month, and it has gone up. But here's the thing. You're so quick to blame Trump. It's the first thing they do. They don't know any other way. They're going to blame Trump. It's insane. But here's the deal. Here's the reality that goes against what they're thinking. And then look at it right here. Each state utilities is controlled by a public services commission. Read that again. It's controlled by a public services commission, which means the states have control of the pricing, not the federal government or, hello, the president. Okay, this is the bullshit that just keeps coming out of their mouths. They keep perpetuating the lies, and people fall for this stuff. Trump has nothing to do with electricity. Nothing. The government has nothing to do with it. The states do. And you can Google that. I'm pretty sure that goes for every state. So it is what it is. But it's just another example of just trying to shift the blame. They're doing all this blame shifting, and I feel like they're not governing. They're all their time, all the 4 years he's going to be in office. This is the shit we're going to put up with. Promise you. So I don't know. It's getting old, and we're only a year into this thing. Can you imagine? They're going to pull out all the stops. All right, next up, moving along. So again, talking about spending so much time worrying about what Trump's doing. This is a quote from Braveheart. I'm sure most of you have seen this movie, and if you remember this quote, it's not exact what it is today, but it applies. And basically, he said, "You're so concerned with squabbling for the scraps from Longshank's table that you missed your God-given right to something better. There's a difference between us. You think that the people of this country exist to provide you with position," and he's talking with the nobles now. And he said, "I think your position is to provide these people with freedom." Same damn concept from all those years ago. All those years ago. Today's politician, they believe that we provide them position. And we do. We elect the sons of bitches in. So it's our fault. And they think their position is just once they get in, they're in, and they come out a hell of a lot richer than when they went in. It is what it is. But somewhere along the line, we forgot by the people, for the people. Doesn't exist anymore. All the politicians are all doing their own thing. They're benefiting themselves. So why do you think they spend so much to run? They know that they can make money. They can come out with a fortune. So yeah, that applies today. Said so long ago, but it does apply. All right, moving on. Oh, those pesky Somalians. Jeez. Man, they're in the news lately. And they're all here. They're not even in Somalia. That's the scary part. So here's the big news from Minnesota. Minnesota is just a freaking mess right now. It's a mess. It has the highest per capita uh, uh, Somalian residents. Okay, legal or illegal. They got something like 60,000 or something in just Minnesota alone. But a judge in Minneapolis is in hot water. She's getting eviscerated. She decided to overturn a taxpayer fraud conviction that saw this guy that you see here and his wife go down for robbing $7.2 million from the American public. Basically, they took the money and went on lavish vacations. This was all under the guise of a medical service. Okay, they just kept the money. They never provided any service. They bought incredibly expensive stuff, cars, again, trips. They hooked themselves right up with all this money. And as a result, they got caught. And a jury of 12 in no time levied their decision unanimously. Guilty. Guilty. And guess what happened? This judge, you see her on the left, Sarah West, overturned the case. Said the hell with the 12 jurors. I'm overturning it. It's considered, I'm looking at circumstantial evidence only, and it's not enough for a conviction. Overturn the whole case. Now, this is rare. This is rare that a judge overrules the jury. It's very rare. But I'll give you one guess what Judge Sarah West, what party she's affiliated. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller. Yeah. If you said Democrats, you're right. She is a Democratic judge. She's a Democratic Party. So, yeah, she's catching some major heat right now, and rightfully so. These people built the public out of millions of dollars, and they used it on themselves. They used it on themselves. So, I don't know if she's going to get any punishment for it, but it is in her right to make a judgment over the jury. She has that right, and she took it. So, it is what it is. So was she paid off? Is she trying to protect the Somalians? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I think that's just a travesty of justice right there. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. I thought I had another one for Minnesota. Yep, I do. All right. So this guy, Quilani Ibrahim, abducted and assaulted a 12-year-old girl in Minnesota. We're still in Minnesota, guys. This is a terrible case by any standard. Yet the St. Paul Islamic Center, it's the little center there for it's a little Muslim center they've got there, submitted a letter offering community support. They're going to back this guy. They're going to back him. They said, look, he has not assimilated into non-Somali culture. So basically they're saying he is not guilty because he hasn't assimilated yet. Interesting. Very interesting. Give me a break. Give me a break with that crap. Look, I got to tell you right now, I looked up the laws. If a Somalian in Somalia now, if he commits the crime of abduction, he's facing several penalties up to and including death. But they're defending him over here in America. Go figure. They'll stand up for their own. It is what it is, right? But bottom line, this jerk, and that's what he is. He's a jerk. He's a perverted jerk. Let's be honest with what he is. He didn't give a shit. Didn't give a crap. Did whatever the hell he wanted. 12-year-old girl. She's gonna have emotional issues and scars the rest of her life because of this ass. Here's the problem. Even though they can charge you in Somalia for these crimes, their system is almost non-existent. The judicial and the law system is almost non-existent down there. It's rarely put to use. So when you get people like this, they usually get away with it. In other words, that puts it simply. Whatever structure they do have, it's almost worthless. So I don't know. But this guy ought to burn. He ought to burn. The hell with sending his ass back. Lock him in a hot box till he's dead. He's of no use to society. And that crap about assimilating, get the frick out of here with that crap. Get out of here with that. Assimilate this. Put him in a hot box and let him stay there till he rots. Just my opinion, folks. Just my opinion. All right, couple of current events. This is loud. Holy crap. Let's see if I can turn this down a little bit. All right, so again, we're still in the north. This is, I believe, in Michigan, Dearborn. I think Michi. I don't know if you've heard this one, but I'm sure you have. So bear in mind, this is in Michigan, America, USA, good old USA. Take a look. تا وقتی که انشالله این کاخ سفید را حسینیه نکنیم فریادمون همین است که مرگ بر آمریکا. That was in the USA. They're burning the USA on the street. They're burning the United States flag on United States streets and waving their own flags. Imagine this. Let me put it in a scenario. Imagine this. You're an immigrant, legal or illegal, whatever, don't care. And you come to the U.S. You come here to escape whatever country you're running from to hopefully a better opportunity, right? And yet you end up on American streets chanting "Death to America," burning the U.S. flag, and waving your own damn flag from the shithole country that you escaped from. Seriously, what? Give me a break. And then you're bringing the same issues, you're bringing those problems from your home country with you, and you create the same damn country you had here, or you had back there, you create it here. Make it make sense. Ingrates, I swear. You left your country for a reason. Don't bring it here. Don't bring it here. I mean, come on, waving your flags on American soil. It's a good thing I'm not president. I'll tell you that right now. But in response, I think Trump has actually, I don't know if I'm going to touch on this later, but Trump has actually taken action, taking away their Somalian protective status. So, but this is a totally different thing. This is different. So Michi says, yep, been hearing it since I was a kid. Now, Michi obviously is from Michigan. Grew up 4 minutes away from the mosque in East Dearborn. I grew up just across city limits. Always been that way, just 10 times worse now. It's only going to get worse, Michi. I hate to say, I don't know if you guys have watched footage from London, from France. It is becoming primarily very, very Muslim dominant in both those countries. The mission of the Muslim faith, it's twofold. First, they say it's the religion of peace. I say bullshit. Religion of peace doesn't state in the Quran that says kill the infidels where they stand if they don't believe in Islam. That's the religion of peace. Okay. I don't know about that, but the main mission is to assimilate countries. All right. And they do that by coming here in numbers. They come to every country in numbers, and they just keep spreading out. They just keep spreading out. That is their mission. And they've done a pretty friggin' effective job of it right now. As of now, it's insane. So we got to be careful. It makes me wonder if there's going to be another kind of war within the states where we're going to be fighting for our own country again. You know, it's just like trying to take it back. I can totally see that happening at some point. People are going to get fed up. They're going to get fed up with it. So it is what it is. Not much we can do about it, unfortunately. All right. So let's move on here. Couple of notes on illegal immigration, because there's just so much of it. Holy crap. So much going on here. Check out this video. It's incredibly annoying.
Protect illegal immigrants or protect homeless veterans?
Protect illegal immigrants.
Why?
I just feel like the veterans need to fend for themselves, and you know what? We need to save our illegal immigrants.
Can you even believe you heard that from her mouth? She wants to protect the illegal immigrants over homeless veterans. saying they can fend for themselves. I could say so much right now, but I'm trying to keep this PG-13. Trying very hard, but you'd see a completely different side of me if I said what was on my mind right now. That girl, she needs to be smacked something. I don't, there's no point in what she just said there. No point in what she just said. She's taking the side of illegals over veterans. You heard it. And this is so typical of some of the younger generation, not all, some of them. I guess it's cool these days to disparage those who served and when they themselves wouldn't survive 2 damn days in any kind of boot camp. Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, they wouldn't make it 2 days, guys. And they want to just completely crap on veterans. Put her on the front lines. Put her on the front lines, and I guarantee you she'd change her tune. Guaranteed. But she's just content to live under the blanket of freedom. Blanket of freedom that those homeless vets, the same ones you just crapped on, helped secure so she can sound like a friggin' idiot. She said the freedom of those homeless vets, they can fend for themselves, right? That's what she said. They can fend for themselves. Really? Can they? Why the hell are they homeless then? If they can fend for themselves. Maybe there are a few out there that choose that life. I doubt there's many. What about those suffering from PTSD? Can't get help from the friggin' VA. It's so backed up and inefficient. So they're on the streets. It is what it is. What about the other afflictions? Excuse me. That was weird. What about the other afflictions they're dealing with? There's so much that they've been through. That's why they're homeless. All right. So newsflash, you fake blonde hair. That's why they're homeless in the first place. Screw her, and any other jerk that feels like the same way she does. I have zero respect for you. I have no interest in speaking to anybody like that in my life. Just keep it away from me. All right. I'm not dealing with it. Not dealing with it. All right. Moving on. I hope these videos aren't too long. But check this one out. This is back to 2000. Let's go back to 2007 real quick. This is when Nancy Pelosi said illegals would not get benefits.
Documents are not allowed to receive benefits from this initiative. It was clear in the first bill. It's even clearer in the second bill. There's a cap on who can receive it. Stronger language as to undocumented. No illegal aliens, to use your term, I prefer undocumented, are able to get benefits.
That was in 2007. She was all for illegals not getting benefits at taxpayers' expense. What changed? The obvious, they're not in power. That's what changed. So now they're doing everything they can to undermine everything else we got going on. So I find it incredibly offensive how the Democrats felt one way back in the day and how they feel now. They've completely turned heel. It is what it is, right? Not much you can do. So this guy's got a pretty good handle. Check this guy out. He's going to give you a quick rundown on how illegals are still going to get benefits, even though we're not approving of them. It's an interesting thought, and I agree with it. Problem is, when I listen to this guy, I hate to say it, but he reminded me of Kermit the Frog. So I had a little bit of fun with it.
Healthcare for illegals. In case anyone needs this explained, Republicans say that Democrats want to give healthcare to illegals. Democrats say, no, we don't. What's actually going on? Nothing in the proposed bills say illegals get healthcare, which is why Democrats are saying, see? But also, Democrats are insistent on including a clause which expands Medicaid funding to emergency rooms. Now, there are several laws that say if somebody shows up to an emergency room, you have to treat them. And if illegals don't have healthcare, where do they go? The emergency room! The hospital is then legally required to treat those illegals, and the bill is then covered by the expanded Medicaid, which is paid for by us, which is effectively healthcare for illegals.
There you have it. So even though the Dems were pushing hard for that, they were pushing very hard for that. That's one of the reasons they wouldn't come to the table and end the shutdown. They were looking for that clause. All right, and they're going to get it. It's probably going to go through. So yeah, if you're illegal, you need medical attention, you go to the emergency room. They have to treat you. They have to treat you. And guess what? They're not paying a single peso, not one dime. I'd say penny, but we're phasing them out. They're going to get that treatment, thousands, maybe even $100,000, maybe more. And guess who's footing the bill? All of us in this chat. So yeah, there's always ways around it, and Democrats are pretty good at finding it. So did he not sound like Kermit though? Holy crap! That was it kind of blew me away how much he sounded just like him. All right. Well, speaking of being forced to pay for this stuff, here you go.
Hey, Dana, well, the 10 million people who live here in LA County are waking up to news this morning that their tax dollars may soon be going to help illegal immigrants and their families. This after a controversial vote last night. The LA County Board of Supervisors voting 4-1 on Tuesday to approve a, quote, immigration emergency declaration in the county in response to recent ICE raids here in LA. Now, that emergency declaration will give LA County the power to provide taxpayer-funded rent relief, legal services, and other assistance to those the county says have been affected by recent ICE raids. Now, the two LA County supervisors who first introduced this declaration say immigrants in LA have been, quote, living under threat from ICE and help is needed.
Living under threat. If you're legal, you have nothing to worry about. Okay? Even if there's a flub up somewhere, you can still prove that you're here legally. But if you're illegal, you are the only one that should be shaking in your boots. Seriously, they've already got a list. And here's what people don't understand who are defending these illegals. They're saying, they should have due process. No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. And here's why. A lot of these people on these lists that ICE is carrying around were demanded years ago to appear in a court. They were demanded years ago to appear in court and, hey, you're illegal. What are you going to do about it? You got to get on the program, do this, do that. They didn't show. And those are the main ones that are on the list. All right. If they don't want it, if they're too lazy to do what it takes to get here and stay here legally, and they're afraid, you should be afraid. You're breaking the law. And I don't care if it's a civil infraction, a law infraction. I don't care what it is. You're breaking the law. And if we do this in any other country, Japan, take a pick, anything, China. If we go there illegally and we're hanging out, just whatever, what do you think they're going to do? Every country they throw out their illegals. Every one of them, damn near anyway. So, but when we do it, because Trump's doing it, it's an issue. So, but meanwhile, Obama threw him out by the hundreds of thousands. Nobody cared. He was using the same tactics. He was using ICE. He was using the same tactics. And he felt strongly about border control. Biden's ass gets in, and he just opens it up, and it's a free-for-all. Hundreds of thousands. Everywhere. So, anyway, yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know if you guys have heard about Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. She's pro-illegals, pro-immigration, and all that stuff. She's really made a mess of things over there. She got called out, and here it is.
Do you believe that ICE arresting a child rapist, quote, threatens everyone's safety, end quote?
No.
Does ICE arresting a murderous MS-13 gang member threaten everyone's safety, yes or no?
No.
I would like to hold up this quote of you where you say ICE's efforts actually threaten the safety of everyone, end quote. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. You're a hypocrite. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Yeah, bam. She laid that one out. Laid it out. Totally laid that one out. Wu is crazy. She's nuts. And she's been in the news quite a bit for the staunch opposition to ICE and her devotion again to illegal immigrants who are being rounded up. So it leads to a question. Did you ever wonder why the Democrats are so strongly trying to protect, even though they didn't before? Why now? Why are they so strongly trying to protect these illegals? I'll give you one thought that I have, and here it is. Yep, I'll put that on freeze just in case you didn't see it. They're constituents to them. They're voters. All right. They're encouraging them to go vote Democratic. So, of course, they're going to save them. And if you're deporting them by the hundreds of thousands, those are Democratic votes disappearing if they can get them to vote. Not saying they all do, but some of them. And that's what the beef is about. That's what it's all about in the end. That's one of the biggest reasons. Okay. One of the biggest reasons. All right. So we've heard a lot of negative about illegals. Here's someone who emigrated here, did it legally, and here's her thoughts. This is actually the last video, I believe. Check it out from a legal.
I am a legal immigrant, okay? I oppose all illegal immigration. I'm sorry. If that makes you nationalist, then I'm proudly nationalist. When did being American first become bigotry? When did wanting to take care of our children first, wanting to prioritize our students first, when did that become racism?
There you go. She nailed it. That she went through the hardship of becoming a citizen. Seriously. And she resents that people are gaining the benefits of this country illegally. I don't blame her, because it's living hell to go through what they have to go through. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the test for citizenship. Holy hell. Those questions are no joke. I guarantee you most of us sitting here probably couldn't pass that test without studying. It is serious. It is a serious test, and it takes some time to get through all that. It is a proud moment for them when they gain citizenship. They earned it. They busted their butt. They cried through the night trying to get this stuff done. And yet you got all these other ones coming, millions of them coming over illegally, getting the same benefits for the most part. Sad. It's sad. So with all the political backstepping, stumbling over words, word salad, bickering over topics that don't take priority, this is what political speak is starting to sound like to me. This is what it all sounds like. Check it out.
It's about damn time.
It's all just jumble. Everything is just jumbling together, folks. I see a country that I have not seen in my lifetime. I see so much, and I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not concerned about the future of this country, because I am. I really am. It's a shame. It is a shame, but there's so many red flags up right now, and Trump's not perfect. I don't condone everything he does. I'm not hanging on his jock strap. I think he does what he says. I'll give him that. I don't like how he speaks out every now and then. I wish he would reel that in a little bit. I mean, he's saying what we're all thinking, but you might want to show some decorum. He's not perfect. He's not done everything right, but he's done a lot of what I voted for him to do. So no president has been perfect. It is what it is. He's doing what he can. And let's face it, he inherited a freaking mess. So, what can you do, guys? What can you do? Let me just get this set here. All right, guys. So that's all I got for tonight. We hit 38 minutes. I ran a little bit over. Sorry about that. Mustard and Biscuits, how are you? So everybody that came in after the fact, good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And I appreciate your time on a Saturday night. Sorry I had to move this thing like so many times. It was like, every time I move, I was like, I got something to do. I got something to completely forget about that. That's life. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. I'm trying to get a video out for tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do that. Time has just been pretty short lately. I'm sure we can all attest. And boy, don't go shopping. Shop online. Trust me. Take my word for it. Don't go near outlets and malls. Oh my God. What a mess today. What a mess. Thank you, My Silver Journey. Kraken, thank you, sir. Buy up gold and silver. Yeah, that's the plan. Every 2 weeks, try to get a show in. Again, it's a different side of me. I get that. I have to be so professional in my regular videos. So This is kind of a way to cut loose and vent some frustrations. So it is what it is. Well, folks, have a fantastic night, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for supporting this show. Again, I don't expect everybody to agree with me, and that's fine. That's why we're here. It's a forum to talk about stuff. We can do it respectfully. We can do it as adults. If I don't agree with something, I'll say it. I expect you guys to do the same. If I say something that's out of line, tell me about it. Hey, well, you could have toned that down a little bit. It is what it is. Yorgo, yes, we're going to do this every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. Becky, yeah, it is. Kraken, take care. Fatty, there are a couple of outlets and a couple of big malls left, at least here in North Carolina. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you again for being here. I'll try to catch you tomorrow about 4 o'clock for a regular stacking video. We'll get back to silver and gold tomorrow. And I will see you again on Off the Record in 2 weeks. So stay blessed, stay safe, stay away from the malls. Trust me. That's not where you want to go. That's not where you want to go. But guys, take care, and thanks so much. Stay blessed.